The Patriots and Texans, meanwhile, match up tonight in a battle of unbeaten teams. The Broncos, Eagles, Giants, Ravens, Steelers, and Vikings are all also off to 2-0 starts. Who is the best 2-0 team, Max?
This is pretty obvious. The Patriots. And I say that because there's some predictive value here. We're not just saying at this moment. Obviously, I took them to lose to Houston, to the Texans at home. But you guys took them to beat the Texans, a 2-0 team.
Yep. We'll talk tomorrow.
And they're playing their third-string quarterback. They probably don't have Gronk, who's in the argument for greatest tight end who ever lived. They don't have their third down back. I mean, this team, the Patriots, have gone on the road to beat Arizona, who's still considered by some a top 5 team, without Brady, without Gronk, without their tackles at the time, without Dion Lewis. You want to make an argument against the Patriots, you can argue the Broncos. But that's about it. The Patriots are the best 2-0 team, Stephen A.
Very compelling argument. But wrong as usual. I'm rolling with the Steelers. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm getting to that point, man, where, you know, I'm going to wait a few weeks, but I'm about ready to think about, you know, because of the Steelers secondary. Well, I am thinking Super Bowl, but it's because of that damn Steelers secondary. I'm still suspect on them. They're ranked 31st, okay? But they're number 2 in rushing, and they're the number 8 defense overall, so I'm good with it. But their offense, we haven't even hit our stride yet. You're talking about, Marcus Wheaton is not there yet, Ladarius Green is not there yet, Le'Veon Bell is not there yet, and you're lucky that Martavis Bryant couldn't stay off the weed, because if I had him, it wouldn't even be anything to discuss. You talk about a dude that would be sitting up here gloating every week, just sitting there with just arrogance, oozing all over me, like, please, mere bag of shells, we got this. It would have been me if Martavis Bryant was available. That did not happen.
But he's not going to be available,
correct? But he's not going to be available.
Okay, just check.
So, again, I'm a bit shaky on it, just a touch. But I am growing with my momentum. I think right now, the fact that the Steelers beat the Cincinnati Bengals without those weapons last week says something to me. It touches me in the right way. And I got to tell you, with Wheaton coming back and Ladarius Green eventually coming back and Le'Veon Bell only having one more game to miss before he gets back, and thank God, because D'Angelo Williams has been just, loaded with a workload. I'm just saying, I'm looking at the Steelers right now. Got some speed, got some youth in their secondary, still need to improve, but nevertheless moving in the right direction. I'm flowing with the Steelers right now, man. I'm flowing with the Steelers right now. Big Ben, Antonio Brown. And by the way, they beat Cincinnati last week. Antonio Brown only had 2 receptions. Only 2 receptions. And they still beat Cincinnati. These are the kind of things I'm paying attention to.
If you were drafting a team to beat another team, your first pick might be Tom Brady. Your next pick might be Gronk. On the defensive end, like, you could do a lot worse than Hightower. They haven't had any of those guys, and they're 2-0 with a win over. And that doesn't even take into account their latest cheating scheme. Who knows what it is, but I'll bet you they're working on it right now.
It may be so, and maybe so, and maybe it might work. But if there's somebody that can knock them off the trails, I think that Mike Tomlin and the crew could do it. With Big Ben, Hall of Famer, with Antonio Brown, balling, with
How much better can Le'Veon Bell play than what D'Angelo Williams doing right now?
Let me tell you, if you are the Steelers or any team like the Steelers, here's how you neutralize the New England Patriots. Offensively, you keep them off the field. You move the chains. And D'Angelo Williams and Le'Veon Bell, if nothing else, could do that. I'm rolling with the Steelers right now, man.
Stephen A., you're good at most things, but making picks not one of your strengths.
Excuse me. I don't want to hear that from you.
It's been only 2 weeks.
Please.
Please, I picked
Seattle,
the Broncos and I picked the Cavs
It's a crime for me to
pick that. They lost to the Rams twice last year.
Focus. It's only been 2 weeks. Stephen A. has to say goodbye to the first take.
And I don't care. I didn't want the workload anyway. I didn't want the workload anyway.
Now I know you're lying. You're the hardest working man in the business. Now I know you're lying.
I didn't want the workload. I didn't need more added to my workload. It was for me because you cheat, and I gotta work around your cheating.
You eat work for lunch. Now I know you're lying.
I gotta work around y'all cheating. Y'all are both cheaters, man. Y'all both cheaters. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Please. So he chose Seattle as the lock of the week, and the Seahawks lose to the Rams in Los Angeles, thus eliminating Stephen A.
One of y'all are gonna lose this week. One of y'all gonna lose this week.
So it's down to us too, Max Kellerman.
Yep.
You advanced with Carolina winning week 2. Excuse me, I did. And then we cannot pick the Seahawks and Panthers after we've already both chosen them. So here is my lock. I am going with the Packers. They're going to redeem themselves at home against Detroit. And I will remain standing at the end of this.
Well, you may. I don't know. We'll see. I know I'll remain standing.
Steelers over the Eagles?
That's right. The Eagles.
So risky.
The Eagles are mirage. Yes, they've been playing much better defense. I think Carson Wentz is the real deal. He's still a rookie. The Steelers' defense is much improved, and there's no way the Eagles are going to stop that Steelers' offense. Steelers are going to beat them on the road.
All right, we'll leave it there. Do you want to say anything? You want
No,
to go
I'm good.
back and yell?
Listen, I'm more than happy to lean on y'all and y'all expertise. I don't need more work added to my schedule. I'm good. I'm good. And you know what? I deserve to be. I deserve to be out of it. Listen, I deserve to be out of this.
Who picked
I
everything
deserve
right?
to be out of this because Jeff Fisher and the Rams, of all people, knocked me out of the elimination game.
He heard you.
Can you believe that? Jeff Fisher.
Yeah, you know
Finally, he decides to win a game. Finally, he decides to win a game. Unbelievable.
All right, after the
Unbelievable.
break.
There's the snap, Garoppolo. Here comes pressure from the end. Over the middle, toss, touchdown, Amendola. 10-yard touchdown pass, the third in the first half, coming for Jimmy Garoppolo. Rolling to his right against pressure from Alonso, completes it to Mitchell, the rookie.
And Jimmy Garoppolo is hurt. His right shoulder is bothering him. He's bending over. He's now down on one knee. If the trainers come out, he's going to have to come out of the game for a play. And so now the rookie quarterback, Jacoby Brissett from North Carolina State, is going to have to come in the game here.
Week 3 kicks off tonight. Yes, sir. It's the Texans and the Patriots in Foxborough, but it remains to be seen who will start at quarterback for New England. Jimmy G listed as doubtful, and if he doesn't play, the rookie Jacoby Brissett will get his first start. Mark Schlereth, our friend in the house. How we doing?
What's up?
Good, man. How you guys doing?
Good.
We're
It was good when you were here.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, great. I appreciate
We
that.
need you to break this down for us,
All right.
for these concerned Patriots fans out there. If it's Jacoby at the helm, can the Patriots still win?
Absolutely. Are you kidding me? I mean, here's the thing about the New England Patriots. First and foremost, there's two types of teams in the NFL, and Max and I were talking about this in the break. There's the team that basically says, this is who we are, this is what we do, we're going to go out there and try to cram it down your throat. And then there's the New England Patriots. They are like, what do you do poorly, and we're going to attack that. What do you do well? We'll stay away from that. And essentially, we're going to change from week to week who we are and what we do. And you go back to that game last week where Jimmy Garoppolo was just cutting them up. The play design was incredible. The ball was out of the quarterback's hands. There were times where it was 1.8 seconds gone. Now, just for you, like if you and I are going against each other in a one-on-one pass rush, for you to beat me clean, I'm playing guard, you're playing defense. For you to beat me clean without me touching you, takes about 1.7 seconds to get the quarterback.
You do everything right, and you blow it as an offensive lineman, and they do everything right.
I whiff, and it's going to still take you 1.7 seconds to get the quarterback. So the ball is out in 1.08, 1.21, 1.36. I mean, it was like you're watching, you're going, this is incredible. And so they'll give him a plan to get the ball out of his hands quickly. And, you know, this is an incredibly tough matchup. Now, the Texans are really good. Defensively, they're outstanding. They still have some issues on the offensive side of the ball. They're still turning the ball over. But I don't put anything past Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots.
I don't put it past them
good.
either, but do you think they're actually going to win?
No. I think the Houston Texans are going to win. I think this defense is outstanding. They lead the league in sacks. They've got a bunch of different guys. Finally, they put Jadeveon Clowney at defensive end and start messing with trying to make him something that he's not.
Yeah, Mark,
so they've done a good job
Max
with
brought it
that.
up earlier.
Yeah, so they've done a good job with that. J.J. Watt still coming off that back injury. Isn't what he's been in the past, but is getting better. You saw him make plays last week. I still think the Houston Texans defensively are outstanding. I think they win this game simply mostly because of the third-string quarterback that's going to play tonight. But still, I'll sit and watch this game tonight, and I won't be shocked at all if the New England Patriots win it.
I'm rolling with the Patriots. I'm rolling with the Patriots because I think a couple of things. Number one, even though Jacoby Brissett is a rookie, even though he's inexperienced, he's surrounded by experience. Bennett may be new, but Edelman is not new. Amendola is not new. Hogan is not new. LeGarrette Blount is not new. That offensive line, even though it's not elite, it's not bad. I think about New England, and I also think about Bill Belichick and coaching against Bill O'Brien. And proteges don't necessarily have success against Bill Belichick, if I remember correctly. I don't have their record in front of me. I didn't look that up. So if I'm wrong in any way, I apologize. But that's not my recollection, what happened to him when he goes up against a Romeo Crennel or anybody else. I don't look at it that way.
Mangini beat him in Cleveland.
He did. And beat him once with the Jets.
Nobody beats Bill Belichick.
But let me get to this bigger point. Jadeveon Clowney, because Max keeps bringing that name up. Now, I'm not saying that Jadeveon Clowney can't play. I know better. I know how big time he was at South Carolina. I see a guy that takes plays off. I see a guy that's never been healthy on the NFL level. I see a guy that can be exploited. Now, Houston assisted in that in terms of how they used him. Now that they're not messing around anymore and they've got him at defensive end, maybe you can expect bigger things from him. I certainly don't anticipate that they'll attack J.J. Watt, so what you going to do? You're going to go in the other direction. You're going to attack Jadeveon Clowney. Bill Belichick is going to attack that area. Bill Belichick is who's the guy behind on the sideline that's schematically formulating things to go in that direction. I just believe that combined with how quickly Brissett is going to be asked to get rid of that football. Also, with Brock Osweiler, really, I know he's played 7 games with Denver, but I'm not sold on him yet either. I think it's something that the New England Patriots can take advantage of because they're opportunistic in their own right. And if there's a person you could be opportunistic against, it would be Osweiler.
I will say this about Jadeveon Clowney. Yeah, they're still a work in progress. They put him in a bad position. Part of being a great coach, part of coaching, in my mind, is putting guys in positions to win.
He's not a linebacker.
Right. He's just out in space. That guy was like a baby giraffe out there, right? I mean, he's just stumbling all over the place.
Right.
So all of a sudden, you put him in a position where he can have some success. And the thing about this, on this defense, he doesn't have to be the guy. He just has to be a guy.
You know what, though, Mark? To that point,
is great.
I've been expecting him to have a big season this year. I think he's too talented. Some guys, even if it's like they don't play the game the way you want them to, if that's the knock on him, sometimes it doesn't matter. Randy Moss took plays off, but how many guys were better than Randy Moss? I mean, it's just the way it is. He's super talented, and to your point about the way they use him, what I noticed last week is every time I looked up, there was Jadeveon Clowney lining up on the right side. And I know Watt moves around, but I started seeing really more Jadeveon Clowney coming from the blind side, and he was good. Like, on every possession that I saw, he was doing something where you were like, that was good. That put pressure on the quarterback.
Right.
That stopped the run. That chased down the ball carrier. Like, just from the way they're using him, it looks to me like, and you would know, the coach knows this from practice, like they're identifying him as their defensive weapon at the moment, obviously, probably, because J.J. Watt is somewhat compromised still. But that tells me a whole lot the way they're using him.
Well, the other thing is he's getting a lot of the one-on-ones. So because Jadeveon Clowney's getting one-on-ones, because you're still going, how are we going to chip on J.J. Watt? How are we going to double-team J.J. Watt? Merciless has been outstanding as well. And in nickel packages now, they're better with Simon on one edge. They've moved J.J. Watt inside. They've even moved Jadeveon Clowney inside. So now they've got some nickel situations with Merciless on one, Simon on the other.
That's a whole lot.
They're outstanding. And you know what? It all has to tie together. So their back end has also been very good in coverage, which lends itself to you being able to get those kind of coverage sacks if you're relentless up front, and they have been that. So they're an outstanding defense. I'm with you on the offensive side, though. Brock Osweiler has turned the ball over. I think he's thrown 3 interceptions. He threw 2 last week.
Not just that, Mark. McCourty, Chung, Butler, Collins. These people are not just experienced. They're experienced in playing with one another. Against Osweiler? I don't know.
Oh, but he's got weapons.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. He's been pretty good so far. But it's a Thursday night. It's short preparation. And he has to go up against these dudes. I could see New England scoring at least a touchdown on defense. And that being the difference in this game?
I think the last 3 times they've played them, they've beat them double digits, and I think New England's put about 40 on them every time. So,
I don't think that'll happen this time.
I don't think it's the same
I don't think so either. Completely different seasons. Thursday nights are always tough to prepare for, especially for the team that has to go on the road. That's exceptionally difficult. I'm really interested to see exactly what Brissett looks like, Jacoby Brissett looks like as the number 3 quarterback.
I also don't
Tough
actually.
defense to have your first NFL start against them.
Yeah. I actually don't mind the turnovers as much with Brock at this point in the season because he's got weapons on either side of the field. And when you have that, I'd like to see, especially a young quarterback, champing at the bit, willing to make mistakes, because that tells me he's trying to win. He's not afraid to lose. You got Fuller now with DeAndre Hopkins. That's a whole lot. And you got a real guy running the ball. I'd say an elite-ish back running the ball.
And one of the things they are doing, they are pushing it down the field. One of the reasons Brock left Denver, he didn't want to be in Gary Kubiak's offense. That was what he said, because it's not pushing the ball down. They take their shots down the field with those 2 young receivers. And those 2 guys, that Fuller kid he's the real deal, man.
Got it.
How salty is the rest of the league going to be if they're 3-0, the Patriots, with a 3rd string?
That's another thing. We all know they're going to be like
unreal.
3-1, so they got to lose a game. This is the one they're going to lose.
We'll see. We asked you guys earlier in the show who would win. So 55% of you said that the Patriots will win and move to 3-0. We shall see. Mark, thanks for being with us. Always fun having you. Coming up next.